Few housekeeping items. It's Saturday school. I know we have some guests in. So what we do here on Saturday school, we typically do a weekend review, but today is a special day. It's a special call. Since we've moved Saturdays to the first Saturday of the month, what we tried to do is make it power packed, right? And so as opposed to a review this morning, we want to put something in front of you from some very close constituents that we've been very privileged to speak with, work with, and be affiliated with over the course of our evolvement and development as a group. All right. And so, along those lines, again, bringing information and content to the table, we have a lot of business owners and we have a lot of folks that are looking at opportunities to continue to grow their investment portfolios and just to become educated about other opportunities that are out there in the market. And I think this morning was going to be no different. It's going to be highly educational, impactful. What we wanted to do today, you're going to hear from two gentlemen that I have the utmost respect for. You're going to hear the names Brad and you're going to hear the names Jeff. And please understand the Global FX Trade Club, we extend the olive branch to them and treat them like family. The way that we treat each other is the way we treat them. And so, first up on our agenda today, what you're going to hear about is a little bit about what's happening in the venture capitalist space, right? And how everyday people that are going to work trying to become more proficient in investing in and also participate in higher level markets. How can you do that? And if you're a business owner, what should you be doing to think about putting yourself in a position for a venture capitalist to look at you as a potential opportunity or idea to invest in? And then we're going to swiftly move into the meat of today's information, which is going to be, I'm going to save that for later. Anyway, so what I want to do is go ahead and bring him up right now. Jeff, if you're out there, my brother, please say hello to the group. And group, please welcome Jeff, welcome him back, actually. And Jeff is going to talk to us a little bit this morning.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much. It is a pleasure to be here. I'm trying to think of the last time it was that we got on a call like this. It's probably been a couple of years.
It's probably been about 18 months, man.
Yes.
Yeah. Because last time after this call, we took you three animals down to Antigua for a week and ate lobster and swam around in the Caribbean.
We did do that.
we need to do that again, man. It's time to get back down and get in the water.
You don't have to twist my arm. So
yeah, me neither, man. Because it has been it's been quite a ride since then, man. We have been super blessed to have our technology business grow and our broker base grow, and now we're just this other opportunity as we just keep grinding away every day, just trying to figure out how to invest, how to grow portfolios, and how to help people. And I had dinner with my in-laws last night. My wife and I are actually getting ready to head to Europe on Monday for our 30th anniversary. We're taking a cruise from London to Norway to go take a dog sled trip out into the middle of the tundra to sleep in a yurt and a hot tub underneath the northern lights.
There you go, man. And listen, congratulations on 30 years. That's no small
Yeah, man. We dated 10 before that. So I'm 53 years old and I've been with this wonderful woman for 40 of those years. So she's special if she could put up with me for that long. That's for sure.
Well, you must be doing something right. You haven't gotten fired yet.
Right. Made it through the tough part. But we were talking last night about the season that we're in and the opportunities. We've been able to start some businesses, and we just got into venture capital really right about a year ago. Made an investment in a company in the UK for the first time, and it's actually the first time I've ever done venture investing. And I don't want to sound condescending or make this trivial, but if you don't understand what venture investing is, it's basically investing in startup companies that are not publicly traded yet. So something that you're not going to get on the stock exchange. But Google and Amazon and all these companies were startups at one point in time, and they needed people to fund them to help them get up and get started. And through a relationship that my brother has in Nashville, he introduced me to this gentleman because he knew we had some money that we were looking to invest. And we put a good piece of money with a company in the UK, and that was, I guess, in July of last year. And we're already seeing a 30 to 40% return on that investment. But this woman was just offered $300 million for her company and turned it down, and is looking to go public by the end of 2024. and she's shooting for a $1 to $2 billion buyout. Now, if that happens, we're looking at a 132,000% return, not 132%. We placed $1 million with this company, and if it gets a buyout of somewhere in the neighborhood of 1.2 to 1.5 billion, we will make $131 million return on that investment. And so you can understand why I get excited.
Jeff, can I just ask you a question? After this happens, because we are in the season of professing and claiming it, where can I find you once this happens?
On more calls like this, trying to get other people involved in it, because I tell you what, man, I'm having so much fun. I'm having so much fun because this kind of just the precursor to the story is that I got so excited about this investment, was invited to fly out and speak at their board meeting in the UK, and met this group of venture investors and hedge fund managers. And it's just this world I didn't know really existed. And so, like I do with all things, when we got involved in this, what I realized though was, how do I take this to my friends? How do I take this to my family? How do I invite other people to get a seat at this table? And what I quickly realized is, if you're not a super high net worth individual, you generally don't get the invite. And it's not, I don't think it's malicious or it's prejudice against any socioeconomic class. I think that it's just, when you're raising the kind of money that these companies need to raise, you can't go to 1,000 people that have $500 or $1,000, because it's not good business sense. So these guys look for high net worth individuals to invest when they're doing, this was an $8 million raise for this company. There's another one that we're going to get involved in soon that's looking for a $75 million raise. So they really can't go to a bunch of what's called non-accredited investors, hardworking blue collar people, because they just don't have the time or the methods to bring all those people together, which is when my light bulb went off, and I said, you know what, we have the means to bring a lot of those people together, and we've got the technology. We can build the technology to bring a lot of these people together. And so I'm going to keep it really short this morning, because I know you guys have an agenda already and other things to do, but I will leave a ton of information. Well, not a ton, but I will leave some connections to jump in and look at next steps and how to learn more. But the big idea, Destrian, is that we want to get what's called a non-accredited investor. And again, it's not a derogatory term. Non-accredited means that you make less than $200,000 a year if you're an individual, or less than $300,000 a year if you are a couple. To become accredited, you would need to make $200,000 in annual income for 2 consecutive years, or to have $300,000 in income for if you're married or spousal equivalent, or to have a $1 million net worth, and that does not include your permanent residence. So you can't use the equity in your home in that figure. So, I mean, the truth is, the majority of our country are non-accredited investors. They, for some reason, the government has decided that those people in that category don't have the sense to invest on a large scale, which we vehemently disagree with, because I was not an accredited investor when I started investing, when I started trading stocks, when I started doing forex, when I started trading cryptocurrency. I was a pastor and a church planner for 20 years, living on $2,000 a month. So I know the power of investing. I understand how it can change a life and change the life of others around you. And so, of course, like we do, it's like, how do we bring this to our people? How do we package this in such a way that's legal, so we're not doing anything sketchy, but also gives people the opportunity to get involved in investments at a table that they would really not normally be invited to. And so what we've created is a company called IVM, or International Venture Markets. And what it's going to do is, we've got technology to take non-accredited investors legally. We wrap them up in what's called a special purpose vehicle, because what the law says is that non-accredited investors can invest in $5 million or less investments if they are a part of a trust that is managed by an accredited investor. So what we've done is we've built a platform that shows the opportunities for these venture companies, and we will take the investments of 100 non-accredited investors, roll them up into an LLC or a trust that we then take and manage and make the investment for that group. It's called a special purpose vehicle, and this is completely legal under the Jobs Act of 2012, under the Securities Act of 1933. There's ways that we can do this. Most people just don't spend the time doing it. And like everything else we do, we're going to really try to simplify it to make the platform very clean and very simple. Basically, what you're going to do is buy a venture capital token, which is a form of an NFT. The biggest difference being that when you buy this venture capital token, you are buying private equity in one of these startup companies. So this token is not just something that gives you utility or access to a group or an opportunity. The token actually is a percentage ownership in a private equity company. And we secure that with a warrant receipt. And I know that you guys, you and James are licensed investors and you understand this terminology, explaining it a little bit deeper for your group. But a warrant certificate, the warrant certificate was actually named for exactly what it is. It's a warrant, like an arrest warrant. If somebody doesn't give you the thing that you own a percentage of, this gives you a legal right for recourse. So when you purchase a venture capital token, you will have a warrant receipt attached to that through a digital contract that gives you equity ownership and the rights to ownership in the company that you invest in. You can buy one token, you can buy a bunch of tokens, depending on how much you want to put in the company. And the cool thing about it is, because another problem with venture investing is most of the time when you invest in these startup companies, your money is locked up for 7 to 10 years. And there's an illiquidity problem, not a liquidity problem, an illiquidity problem, because these venture companies don't want people pulling their money out because they haven't invested in tools or staffing or processes and procedures or technology that they're trying to build. And if investors are pulling their money out, the startups can't get going. And that's why a lot of them fail. So what we've done is we've built a private marketplace. It will be on the blockchain, but you can't get into it unless you're a member of IVM. And in that private marketplace, with the simple click of a button, you can trade your tokens just like you would trade an NFT or trade anything else. If the company is on a good trajectory, like we've invested in this company called SYD, SYD, See Yourself Differently. It is a health and wellness app that is medically proven to improve a lot of things, emotionally, physically, spiritually, financially. It's amazing. We're already seeing 30% growth in this company. And through IVM, if I wanted to get out of those positions, I can liquidate my positions by selling my tokens to other people in the marketplace, take the funds and either get out or reinvest in something else. So again, I don't want to get into too much details other than that on the call, saying that we would love to give an opportunity. You're only the second group that we've talked to. We went to Houston and spoke to a group last week, but would love to give your group an opportunity to learn more and get involved and hopefully come from a place of being a not accredited investor and build your portfolio to a place where you are an accredited investor and you don't have to be in a special purpose vehicle, and you can make larger placements and buy into larger percentages and grow your portfolio. We're going to have, once we get rolling, probably 30 to 50 opportunities a year. And I'll end with this, is just saying that we're not bringing in like a guy with a new hot dog idea or some, crackpot off the street. We invest in medical technology and not yet technology. What does that mean? We have a company called Smiley Scope that is a virtual reality headset for kids. So when they go into any pediatric clinic, whether it's dentist or even family care, if they've got to get a shot or get a burn scraped or something that's pretty tough on a kid, They put this virtual reality headset on them, and a fictional character introduces themselves to this child and walks with them through the procedure, plays games with them to take their mind off of the thing that is happening. It is literally in every pediatric clinic on the continent of Australia, already netting revenue of $8 million a year. And now they want to open in the US. They're already HIPAA compliant. They've got the technology is tested and proven. The board of directors is solid. Like, this is a no-brainer home run investment. Those are the kind of companies that we're going to invest in. We're also talking to a guy who owns a company called Drone Deck. He has the patent in the United States for any home delivery that comes by driverless vehicle or drone. He is disrupting the mailbox industry and has a working model of a drone deck delivery platform for driverless vehicles and drones that deliver things to your house. That's not very common right now. I promise you in the next 5 years, it's going to be the norm. And if anybody wants to deliver anything to your house into a receptacle, they have to go through this gentleman. He has turned down Elon Musk and we were talking about this the other day. Who's the other guy? Not Tesla, but the Amazon, Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos, yep.
Yeah, turned down money from them already to be bought out, to raise money on our platform. And he is going public at the end of this year. So we are excited to get them up and start raising some money, because when that goes public, it's going to be nuclear. It's going to be big. So one of my partners, it's the guy we invested in to this company in the UK with. He's been in the venture capital space for 30 years. So I'm not just waking up a technology guy and an ex-pastor saying, I want to be a venture capitalist one day. We do technology, and we do technology really well. That's what we do for forex brokers. We have simply taken the technology that we know and love and tweaked it a little bit to work in the venture capital business, and have brought on a venture capital company to partner with us to form IVM. And there's just going to be some incredible opportunities for us to democratize the venture capital business and give opportunities to people who really normally would not have a seat at the table. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And I don't know if you were being, and I get it, if you were being a little bit funny saying after you make that investment, where are you going to be? Dude, I don't want to retire from this. Like, I get to wake up every day, help people start companies, help people make money, and fly around the world doing that and enjoying that. Like, I feel like if I can wake up and do this every day till God puts me in the dirt or Jesus comes back, I am good with that.
And I know that, and that's why I posed that question, because I actually think what's happening in your life and what's happening with Brad is a reflection of what you've given to other people, and the fact that, you know, you were very modest and humble while he's going on these trips. What he's not telling you all is about the missions that he's on, and he's building, you know, schools, and he's helping create facilities and create infrastructure around the globe in underserved communities. And he's not bragging about that. He's not saying anything about it. So this couldn't be happening to better people, number one. And the fact is, you guys could have ran off a long time ago into the sunset, but here you are again with an opportunity, trying to help others reach the heights that you've already.
I appreciate that, Destrian, and that is the why, right? We've all got to have our why. And I just got a video from our team down in Guatemala. We're building a children's clinic in a very underserved city called Chiquimula. Actually, it's El Moral, right outside of Chiquimula. But we're building a 20,000 square foot hospital and clinic there to serve people on the side of this mountain that were chased up there through genocide by the Spanish in the 1800s and never came off the side of the mountain. They're underserved, undernutrition. Their kids have all kind of diseases, and they don't even have money. They still barter. You can't go to the doctor with a chicken and say, give me some penicillin, here's a chicken. And so we're not trying to ask them to go into the city of Guatemala. We're going to build them a hospital within walking distance where they can come down off the side of the mountain. We're building orphanages in Rwanda. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie, Hotel Rwanda, maybe one of the saddest places I've ever been in my life. And an entire generation of kids there raised with no parents because they were murdered by their own country, and getting to build schools and orphanages there. It's amazing. And look, I'm not pretending like I don't like to spend money and enjoy money. I've been poor and I've been rich. I'd much rather be rich. We're enjoying it. We are enjoying our travel, but everywhere we go, we're always looking for somebody to serve, whether that's somebody in the jungle or somebody in New Orleans, in my hometown. That is the why. And you're exactly right. There is no doubt in my mind the reason that we are having the success that we're having is because God has just given us the resources to continue to do the things that are important to him.
Man, I appreciate you, man. I really do.
So we can, if you want me to drop,
No, you're
in
good.
the link, you want me to give you a link in the,
Yes, please.
in the chat, or I don't.
Yeah, you can definitely, you can drop it in the chat, and then as a follow-up, we can take it from the chat here and put it in our main groups via other communication avenues as well.
Yep. So you can sign up for a free airdrop and initial information when we get launched at IVM. So it's IVM, International Venture Market, IVMfunding.com. And I'm looking for my Zoom screen here. I got too much stuff open. By the end of this meeting, I will figure out how to drop.
Jeff, you want me to drop that link with the videos in it?
Yeah, I think I just found it. Here's the chat. Yep, I got it right here. I will drop a nope, that is not what I was wanting to drop in there. I can drop it in there too though. So I'm gonna drop a little one pager in there that shows how venture investing has actually outperformed the stock markets over the last 15 years, because people always stay away from venture capital because it's high risk, high reward. And the truth is, over the last 15 years, it has outperformed the stock market, S&P 500, by 22%. That's just a little one pager. The second one is a link to a video showcase, 5 videos that are less than, first one's 5 minutes, the other ones are 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. But it'll give you a better idea of what we're doing and the membership levels and how to get involved.
Jeff, I appreciate your time this morning, man. Thank you for coming. Again, happy anniversary to you and your bride.
Yeah.
Safe travels, sending lots of pictures, prayers for you and her to continue to be healthy and happy, man.
Awesome. Yeah, appreciate you guys, man. Looking forward to digging into this with y'all.
Absolutely. Likewise. All right. So you heard a lot of information from Jeff, but just briefly, let me recap for you. What you heard this morning from Jeff is an opportunity for us collectively and individually to explore something that is not normally given to let's call it individual investors, right? And so he broke down a very specific, structured, and legal way in order for that to happen. So please click on the links, take a look at it, come back with questions. This won't be the last time we have this conversation. It's just the first time we're hearing this information. So again, thanks to Jeff. And I'm going to transition to another brother here. Brad is going to come on. And Brad, I did give you screen share abilities if you need to do so.
Okay,
but
cool.
Brad is also, well, they're actually in partnership, licensing company for Carbon Capital. And again, we've had the opportunity to get to know these gentlemen fairly well, meet their family, spend time together, find out what's important to them. They share the same core values and principles that we do. And that's one of the reasons why we think this is good business, is because you're doing it with good people. And so when you have that at the forefront, people that make it plain, make it clear, and they just want to be succinct, this is him. This is Brad. And so with that, Brad, I'm going to give and yield the floor to you, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Good morning. I appreciate you having us this morning.
My pleasure.
So yeah, we're going to jump into forex. So which is more common to the group, and I see a lot of names that have popped up that I actually recognize, even though it's been been a while. And some new names. So this is going to be exciting this morning. We, getting into the forex world is all about trust with brokers, because if you don't trust your broker, then you could run into issues with manipulation. And one of the great things about Carbon Capital is they're a broker that's under our license, and we kind of manage and make sure that everything is above board. So with that, we don't see any manipulation issues with Carbon Capital. They're a licensed company. The spreads are not marked up on certain. There's 2 different types of accounts. So you've got an account where you have spreads that are marked up with no commission, and then you have a platinum account that is zero markup, which means there is some like GU and EU, some instruments or pairs and raw spreads that are actually zero pips of spread. So you're getting in right at the same exact spot that you pushed a button, but then you pay a commission at the end. So it just depends on whether you're a scalper or a swing trader, what fits your mindset. So on that, I'm going to also show you and introduce you to a new system that Jeff and I have actually developed and been constantly developing, and it'll be launching in about 2 weeks on a demo version that you'll be able to go in and actually test. So I'm going to share my screen. Let's see, I believe this is the one it'll share. And if you can see this, I'm gonna, yep. Yeah, so this is, if anybody's familiar with TradingView, this is TradingView's platform. This is the platform that we are using, and it'll be called the Carbon Trader. This will allow you to actually trade on Carbon Capital on TradingView. So most people in the industry mark their charts up on TradingView. Then you've got to go to MetaTrader to take the trade. Now you're going to be able to actually trade on Carbon, and right now it's only on Carbon. It's going to be only on Carbon Capital. That this platform, you'll be able to trade, buy, sell, put limits, put stops. You'll be able to adjust your trade by, just like MetaTrader, when you take a trade, you can drag the line to a take profit or drag the line to a stop loss. We'll have that same ability on TradingView. So we've taken a lot of the tools that everyone's used to using in MetaTrader, and we're applying them into the TradingView platform that we're building. So it's going to be really exciting in a couple of weeks to see when we can launch the demo version, which everybody can go on and mess with. You can, play with fake money and get used to how it works. But then in about 2 months, we will launch the live version where you actually can fund and trade on it. So this is going to be really exciting for the market. We're getting a lot of really good feedback. We had a test group of about 50 people testing it, actually in a live scenario, and it worked really great. We've, had a lot of feedback on, man, could you do this? Can you do that? And that's where we started really putting in the same type of tools that MetaTrader has for ease and comfort, because it's what people are used to using. But we had a lot of feedback on, can you do this? Can you do that? Can you make it look like that? And so we've been doing a lot of work, but the demo version, like I said, will come out in about 2 weeks to where everybody on the platform can use it, not just a test group. And what's going to be nice about this, and I think I'm talking to JoJo, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's been a long time, bro. I talked to you several times before. So what's gonna be nice is everybody can get used to it, see how the functionalities work, and then once we feel like we've got everything really in control, we're gonna go launch it live, platform wide, and we want to make sure we have big enough servers to handle everything in the background. So we've built it. We're still testing it. We have a test environment that we're working in it. But to give 2 months of demo, let people use it, because first of all, a lot of people mark up on it. Well, now you don't have to leave Carbon Capital to even just go mark up. You can mark it up here, take the trade on MT4, but once we launch it live, you do everything right here. And it has all the indicators that MT4, MT5 would have. It. You have a list of indicators in here. All the cool tools that TradingView has that MetaTrader doesn't have. So it's really going to be cool.
And it'll also be still connected to the same CRM.
Correct.
And that way you don't have to learn a different method of making deposits and withdrawals. And we still have all of the education and everything in the CRM that our Carbon clients are used to.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. I really love this, because we have to go to TradingView first, do our assessment, do our analysis, and then come to MT5 and then place your trade. So this is really innovative, creative, and it's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be a game changer.
And Brad, if I can add something really quickly, family, get ready for this news because James and I, y'all already know, we're in the background also working to make sure that our tools, our indicator, as well as our banker circle and our EA can function on TradingView as well. So you'll get a chance to have your pop-ups and alerts, and get ready to take some of the trades and put you in some of the trades. So we're working on that now to have our indicators and EAs put actually on TradingView.
Yeah, that's going to be good. And this is not I don't want people to think that we're just like took TradingView and pasted it over something. What actually happened was when I know most of you probably went through the shakeup with MetaQuotes and with Apple taking them off of the iStore and that transition, and they actually shut 50% of their brokers down around the world. And so for our brokers, we were, just saying, okay, what's the pivot? If MetaQuotes is going to kill all these brokers, or if everything shuts down, what are we going to do next? So we started looking for other platforms. And ultimately what we did is we found a company that had been working on this, that was on the institutional side, but it just didn't translate for retail traders. And ultimately we bought the company. We just bought the company and went in and started doing all the things that we knew was keeping them from finding success in the retail market. But what you're looking at is just the surface of a program with 8 million lines of code. So I don't know if you know anything about coding. If you look at your EA and see the lines of code, you might have, on a pretty robust EA, 1,500, 2,000 lines of code. This company that we bought and this platform that we bought has 8 million lines of code, and we've hired a full stack development team that does nothing but work on this and upgrades this and secures this every single day, because it's not just the trading platform, it's all of the things that go along on the backside that talk to the banks and the liquidity providers and track all the information. It is a very, very robust system. But when you're learning 8 million lines of code, before you launch, you just want to make sure that your team understands it and has everything under control. So that's why we're being diligent on this before we roll it out. But it is an incredibly robust system that's got a lot of capability.
Oh yeah. Also, just to kind of go back to MetaTrader, we do have MetaTrader 5, and we're in the process of trying to bring back MetaTrader 4, MT4. So I don't know where we're at on that yet, Jeff, but I'm pretty sure we'll have an answer here soon. We're gonna do our best to get MetaTrader 4 brought back to the platform, because I know there's a lot of EAs out there and a lot of clients that really still like to trade on MT4, which me personally, I love MT5 if I'm going to trade on MetaTrader, just because how clean it is, how much better the back end servers are, and how well the candles post versus MT4. But due to high demand, we're going to try and bring back MT4.
Yeah, and it's not that we don't want it. You can't even get MT4 anymore. MetaQuotes does not provide MT4 for any broker. They continue to provide it if you already have the license, which we do for our first brokers that we started. But you can't just throw MT4 up anymore because they're trying to get away from it. But we already own the license for MT4, so we're trying to get them to let us add it to a broker that we also already provide technology for. And one of the places that I'm going when I fly out next week is I've actually got a meeting with the CEO and the VP of operations for MetaQuotes in their facility. And we're just going to catch up on everything that's going on. And so we're pushing really hard because it's been a big ask to get MT4 back on Carbon. So we're trying to make that happen.
Yep. Yeah. So first button you're going to come to is the accounts button, where obviously you can open a demo account, open a live account, or you can look at your account overview of whatever accounts you have. When we go back to live account, you're going to see, first of all, there's a little explanation here of what each account is. And we already got the TradingView information in here, but we don't have the TradingView up yet. That's going to launch here really soon. But you'll see 100% bonus account. What this means is, let's say you deposit $1,000 into the broker and you move say you want to move $500 of it into the 100% bonus account. When you do that, you're going to instantly see your money go from 500 to 1,000. We're going to match 100% of whatever you put in that account. And then you'll be for you to win that extra 500, the extra bonus, you've got to trade X amount of lots. And you get an email which will tell you exactly how many lots you have to trade. And there's no time period, no time limit. This is not like a funding account system where you've got to do this much in this amount of time. It's at your schedule. If you end up, collecting the amount of lots needed to get to that bonus, you're in. There's no, you can actually trade all the way down. You can actually get drawdown in this account and you don't lose the bonus. This one here at Carbon, the way we did it, we made it as easy as possible to get the bonus. We've actually had several clients this past month win the bonuses. It's really cool, and you could go up to, I think we put up to $25,000. So like if somebody put 25,000 in, we match it 100%. So it just gives you better leverage, more power to trade heavier if you need to, or if you get into a situation you need. A lot of times, like this, you get into a trade, it might go the wrong way, and you're adding money to your account to try and hold that trade. Where in this case, we're already giving you, matching what it is in the event you had to hold the trade. So
you get like leverage, you get like margin, you get some margin power, you get leverage.
Right. So you have, and it's 1 to 500 leverage, which gives you the highest leverage. We try to make it to where everybody can win this. I mean, like I said, we've had several this last month that won, and at the end of the day, I don't have to try and skirt around this, but yeah, there's a certain amount of lots that need to be traded, right? So in order for me to give 25,000, if someone put 25,000 in, they got to trade X amount of lots. Well, obviously brokers make their money off of lots. When you trade a lot, there's a commission charge. Well, we make sure that we're covering what we're giving. So, but it just gives that person more power to trade heavier, or be able to just trade however they want to trade. It doesn't matter. There's no time limit. You could take a year trading it to win the bonus. You could do it in a month. It's totally up to the person behind the controls.
Also, what it may allow you to do is, let's say you trade, you can have two positions, like one on Euro USD, one on GBP USD, and you can still be able to withstand a little drawdown. It will also
Exactly.
help.
Exactly.
More than one position and still hold a little drawdown.
Exactly. 100%. Yep. So then the Carbon Live is going to be our zero commission account. So you'll notice the difference between Carbon and Platinum is that the spreads are going to be higher on a Carbon account, but there's no commission at the end. So for instance, let's take GU, right? Great Britain pound and versus US dollar. On a Platinum account, you'll notice the spread is going to be basically zero. Now, during the Asian session, you might see it be 3 points because it's not in session. But when London hits, you'll notice the spread goes down to zero. You might see it pop one little point here and there, but you're basically trading with zero spread. But on a Carbon account, you'll see it trade around a 1.3, 1.5, 1.5 pips, because there's no commission at the end. Whatever it is, whatever that your profit says, that's what it is when you close. Whereas on the Platinum account, if you're up, say, let's say you drop a dollar lot, so you're at a standard, you might be up $50, but when you close, you see you only made 40. It's because it collects the commission at the end of the trade. But you got in earlier than would say the Carbon account. So when you press the button on the Platinum account, you're starting at zero. Whereas when you start with the Carbon account, you're already starting from a negative 1.5 pip position. You've got to make that 1.5 up, and then you're in profit. Whereas the Platinum, you're in profit immediately once you hit the button, because you're not starting from a negative if trades go in your direction. You just got to know you've got to have enough to cover the commission at the end.
Very nice, awesome, guys. See, you're clear with the difference, because I know I get this question a lot of times. To say, Joe, which one to choose? Which one to choose? Because anybody
Right.
who do a live account, they will see these options and then they will wonder which one to choose. So
Yeah,
I hope you guys are clear with, right?
Yeah, and here's the deal. We have demo accounts that reflect exactly the same thing. You can go in, set up a demo account, trade it, see how you like it, see which one fits your psyche, right? Because like me personally, I like to trade a platinum account. I like the fact that I can get in exactly where I push the button and I'm not starting from a deficit. And then, you know, others like to not have to deal with commission at the end. They don't feel like doing the math in their head when they go to close a trade. So it just depends on what you like. And
Brad,
that's why I'm offering both.
tell them about the commission indicator that we made to
Yeah,
the difference between MT4 and MT5.
correct. So on the let me see here. Where is that? Is it in? It's in helpful video. What is that? I haven't been there in a while. I think it's in downloads, isn't it?
No, it's at the bottom of helpful videos.
Gotcha.
All the way.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So as all this pops up here. By the way, we do have how-to tutorials for the new TradingView Carbon Trader. There'll be about 5 more of these getting added over the next week. So we're gearing up. We're getting ready for this to be launching for the demo mode. Let's see. This is the trendline EA, the template, the lifeline. It's on the template, isn't it, Jeff?
I actually think it automatically comes downloaded with the MT5, but it is in some of the templates. Yeah.
Okay. Hang on. Let's see. Navigator panel, and it's that there it is right there, commission indicator. So when you go to MT5, we actually have a commission indicator. Let's see if it I'm not gonna move this. Well, right now it's not running live.
Yeah, it only pops up when you take the trade.
Right. So when you take the trade, there'll be a commission indicator. Let's see if it lets me take a trade right quick.
Yeah, the quick reason is on MT4, your commission is calculated in your running total that you see in the profit area. For some reason on MT5, they didn't do that. So when people were closing trades, like Brad said earlier, the money was less than what they saw in the profit. So what we did is we just made an indicator that's right above where it says order right there in the bottom right hand of his screen. It'll show you the true profit of the trade you're in if you're using the commission account. That way, instead of looking at the number on the MT4 profit area, we built an indicator that shows your true profit minus the commission on the screen. So you're not closing out at what you think is break even only to lose a few bucks because of commission.
Yeah, and it's not letting me take a trade because this is a live server and I threw a demo account on it this morning for this meeting. And Bitcoin, it wouldn't do it anyway because it doesn't have commissions. Bitcoin does not have commissions. So I have to wait for the market to open to even have anything that has commissions.
But if that was the reason people wouldn't use a commission account because of that, we kind of got out ahead of it and made that indicator.
Yep, no doubt.
Okay, excellent.
Good
cool.
call.
Understood. Let's talk about swaps a little bit, right? So we understand the account. Let's talk about swaps for like persons who are swing trading and stuff, holding trades over a certain period.
Yeah, so swaps is the difference in and Jeff, I'm trying to find the word. It's not insurance, it's the interest rate change. So it's the interest rate change, and that is not something we control. It is a international I don't even know how to say it, and be honest. It has to do with what the price is when it closes versus when it reopens. That's when you see the gaps and things like that on charts. So I'm not a swing trader. I don't have very few times I have a deal with swaps, but that comes directly through the LPs, and that is sometimes you can make money on swap, and sometimes you get hit with swap fee. I've seen several times here lately, for whatever reason, where the swaps are actually in the positive side. So the swaps it is the difference in interest rate between the open and the close each day. So here under funds, we talked about accounts. Here's funds. This is where you can deposit funds, withdraw funds, transfer funds from, say, your wallet to your live account. Then you have a transactional history. We'll just show you all the stuff you've ever done with moving funds around. And then on the profile is obviously what it is. It's your profile. It's like when you first join, you're asked to do KYC. We have a third-party company that does our KYC now. It's all automated through them. Company's called SumSub, and it'll walk you through the whole deal with holding up your ID next to your face, and then submitting a front and back of ID, and then submitting a proof of address. Would be like a water bill or some type of document that's mailed to your house. You got to make sure you got all four corners in the picture, and it may reject you, and it'll tell you why they rejected it. If you feel like it was rejected and it shouldn't have been, you can always go up to the help desk, which is going to be right up here, this out the way, help desk, and you can talk to one of our customer service reps, and they'll get with our audit department, and they can go look and make sure and say, yep, it does look good. They could go through and approve it. If again, when you're dealing with AI, that can happen, but for the most part, it really does a really, really good job, gets you in and out, and you're usually approved fairly quick. Downloads. This is going to be what you would download as a MT5 for Windows, mobile, and Android. Now, mobile for iPhone is obviously no longer available on iPhone, but we also have the Web Trader. And what's cool about this, you can use the Web Trader on your phone. So you can download this. It's going to open up right here inside the CRM. So if you've got the CRM, which is your client area here on your phone, you can actually go straight to the web trader, and it'll pull up. I'm going to do it right now. Boom, pulls up right here inside your client area. You just put your credentials in, and you can trade from right here. You don't have to go download. Now, it's nicer to download and have it on a PC, but if you're on your phone and you don't already have MT4, if you've already got MT5, if you had MT5 downloaded previously, you're fine. But once they took it away, now you've kind of got to go different resources. So we give you a different resource right here. Now, once we have the trading view platform, or what we call the Carbon Trader, loaded up, you can use it on Mac, PC, your phone, an iPad, a Tesla. You could be driving your car and have it loaded on the screen. If you have a Active Play or Apple Play or whatever, the new screens of these cars have everything on them. You can actually use it on there as well, because it's a web-based product. Let's see, contest, I don't have anything right now. Trade copy. Now we got the trade copier, which is, MT5 trade copier, where if you don't want to trade your own money and you want to let someone else trade it, which, for me, I like to trade my own money, but there's also, while you're learning, there are some trade copiers in there. Again, it's called social copying for a reason. It's not Carbon Capital trading your money. These are other traders that you've got to look into and trust with your money. So I'm gonna leave that at that. I know, right? So on a social copier, the good thing is that, let's say I invest money with the social copier. You have full access to close those trades. You have full access to it. So if the master trader hits a buy on EU, and you go look at it and say, oh, I don't want to buy, I don't like that buy on EU, you can go close it. So that's a nice feature to have. Whereas a lot of other systems like PAM and MAM accounts, you're stuck. They take a trade, you can't do anything. On ours, you have full control. If you don't like a trade that someone took, you can go close that trade. You can go disconnect at any time. You have full control. That's what I love about the way we have it set up here. I'm gonna go to the next one, which is gonna be, let me get out of that. All right, which would be helpful videos, where we just were. Again, you've got the Carbon Trader videos, which are gonna be more and more coming in here over the next week. And then this is everything I'm doing right now, walking you down this line of the trader's menu. This is the overview. It does the same thing. This is a short video explaining everything down the trader's menu. Now, the KYC verification video is older, and we're getting ready to revamp that now that we just recently, in the last week and a half, added the third-party automated services. So we're going to be changing this. I've already gotten with our tech department to get this taken care of. We have signals and analysis, which I'll go over here shortly. This is how to deposit, how to refer a friend if you want to become an IB. How do you refer a friend so you can get paid when someone else takes a trade? You're not hurting the person taking the trade. We're splitting our commission with you for bringing someone to the platform. How to withdraw help desk tickets, how to go to help desk, and submit a ticket. And like I said, we have a full staff of customer service representatives. Usually within 5 minutes, sometimes even faster, someone's replying to you, and you just go back to help desk. It will send an email to you to let you know that someone's replied to you. Don't reply to the email, go back to help desk and reply, and that's how you get back in touch with that person that's replying to you. We do have some free education. It goes from basic to, again, this is not, when we say education, it's overview education. It's the standard. It's not, a particular strategy or not. This is just, it's your all around basic information of what is forex and what is a pip, down to handle patterns and different cipher patterns and so forth. Client to client transfer. We no longer do this. I'm going to have to get this taken down. We recently got rid of that. It was for whatever reasons, which turns into, well, I didn't want this guy to send money here and so forth.
Are you guys considering any other form of payment in the future?
We are actually looking into a bank wire possibility. We're in the midst of that right now. Bank wire or credit card, debit card. I'm not 100% on those two. I think we're looking into a bank wire possibility in the future, very near future, but we have not settled on that yet. But as far as the coins go, that's really the basic coins we're going to stick with, because as you start adding more coins, then it gets more complicated, and that's when you start seeing technical failures, because we're not an exchange. We're the middleman moving money between our current PSP to your exchange. So the simpler we keep the coins, the smoother things go, the less technical problems we have. But we are looking at other forms of payments, or not payment, other forms of processing, and I would think we'll know something within the next 30 to 60 days. All right, so I'm going to continue to move through here right quick. How to copy trade. This explains how to use the social copier. This is a good explanation of the two account types, platinum versus carbon, which I talked to y'all earlier about with the commission versus non-commission. And then when we do have contests, this is just a basic how to enter a contest. This is how to log into MT5. This is the EA and templates that it's not an automatic EA. This is a manual / auto EA. So the way it's really designed is that, if you draw a trend line, then if price breaks the trend line, it puts you in that trade. You can draw horizontal, you can do diagonal. It works really well. We do have some indicators called the lifeline indicators. There's a lot of information here. If you're interested, you can use it. It's free of charge. We don't charge for any of that. Also, the downloads are all down here. We have a trendline EA, we have the templates, and we have the lifelines. So I'm going to continue toward MT5 tutorials. You have your iPhone tutorial, Android, desktop. So basically you click on whichever one and it'll walk you through how to use the general use of that platform. The next thing is going to be signals and analysis. Most people have to go to FX. I forgot the name of it, the one that has the calendars and everything. Well, right here, you have everything in your CRM. You want to know when news is going to pop off? There you go. On March 6th at 21:30, all it is going to have a cash rate. It's a three star, so it's going to be a big move. So you can either be aware of news coming and get out of position or go trade the news. So you have that ability with the calendars here. We also have a crypto calendar, which talks about when cryptos are planning on making big moves. You have video analysis. Here's where each day there's 6 new videos popped up during Monday through Saturday, where I think you see Monday through Sunday, because on Saturdays it does pop up, but it's mostly crypto. But you have, here's the 18 hours ago where they were talking about EU making a pullback possibility. And it's just really good information. They mark up all the structure to kind of mark the chart up for you and show you, here's what I'd be looking for, waiting for this to break here and close, and knowing what direction they're going to take it. Let's see. And each day there's new videos, so that it really works out well. There's market news, where you can learn what's going on in the markets. There's fundamental news. And then we do have signals. These are free signals done by an AI. You can also filter these signals to where you say, hey, I only want 3-star signals, and I only want it on forex, and then apply. And of course, right now there's nothing going on because it's the weekend. But if it was like, say, Monday, there would at least be 2 or 3 if it's 3-star, and then you could go to 2-star and so forth and see what works best for you. Because usually the 1 and 2-star are going to be a lower time frames, and the 3-star are normally going to be 4-hour and day chart. Let's see here. We have education, just as basic education, right? Terminology. We have an ebook for market analysis, terminology, crypto as well. Then you have videos. So here's the education on videos, like basically intro to trading. This is all just introduction into what is forex, what is a commodity, what is an index, what's a share, what's a CFD. Then it takes you all the way down into a really advanced. You can get to the point where candlesticks, for instance, how does a candlestick work? What is a candlestick? Understanding where it comes from, why they use it, what is it telling you at market open, and what is it telling you about when candle opens and when candle closes? What is it explaining? When you see the little light bulbs, it's usually one that's following the same video. So if you watch this video and you understand it well enough, you might say, hey, I want to go to the more advanced version of this video where it really digs in deep into the roots of what they're trying to explain in the first video. It's just a little more advanced video of the previous. Again, you also have quizzes. So as you go along, if you watch the videos to understand, you can go take the quiz and find out, okay, how much do I really understand of this? It's just self-education and it's, like I said, it's basic. There's not a strategy here. It's really just your basic introduction, mid-level, and advanced to forex and what it means. Also, we have the IB menu here. You can go to the dashboard where you'll see, if you got anybody in your wallet, does anybody traded, performance dashboard, commission settings, everything's in here. So you can see everything you want to know about how are you performing, and so forth. That's it. That's pretty much it on the CRM. It's pretty basic. You can always go back and hit the Carbon Capital button up here, and it brings you back to your account overview.
Wonderful, wonderful. Carbon Capital is an A-book broker, right? Could you just dive a little bit into the difference between A-book?
Yeah, so A-book meaning that the trades are put in through a bridge to an LP company. So they're all backed by the LP. So it's through an ECN. And so y'all understand, the banks don't trade through an ECN. The banks trade through what's called an EBS. And then it is quoted off, and through the ECN is how the retail trader, us, gets to trade. So when we say an STP broker or ECN, meaning when you push the button, it's instantaneous because we get the quotes from the LPs. We have a pool of over 200 LPs. So there's always a quote. 99.9% of the time, there's always a quote available. When people hit the X button to close a trade, you think because you hit the X, it should close. That's not true at all. In most cases, it does close because we have so many quotes from all the different liquidity providers that there's usually a quote available to take. And we have an aggregation system that gets you the best quote at that time. But let's say you just happen to be trading during the market changeover and there's very few quotes going on, or right at the end of the market close for the week, there might be very few quotes. And if you hit the X to try and get out of a trade because you waited to the last second before the market closes, you may get stuck being in that trade till the market reopens because there was not enough quotes to fulfill the closing of your trade. And that happens across the board on any broker in the world, because we're going through a book system. That's what you're saying. Now understand with B book actually some conditions could be better, but then there's that opportunity that broker, you've ever heard of people saying the broker's manipulating the market. Okay. It's because they may manipulate the spread. Whereas, first of all, the banks already manipulate the spread, right? So the banks is where the liquidity providers are getting the quotes to send you. So whether it's A book, B book, no matter what, the banks already manipulate the spread. Have you ever seen on a news candle where the spread spikes up 20, 30, 40, 50 pips? Well, it does that for two reasons. One, the banks can manipulate that. Second, there's less quotes. When there's less quotes, the spread goes up because there's less people buying and selling. So the whole point is that Carbon Capital, there's no manipulation. Everything is ran through the STP ECN network.
Wonderful. Excellent. Excellent. That's why we love Carbon.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, family, thank you so much for tuning in to Saturday School. Let's give it up for Brad and Jeff. You guys did such a wonderful job. And the first of all, the news that we got in the very beginning, it's so awesome because it truly puts us in a space where we can potentially be investors, right? We get chance to come to the table that we normally wouldn't be invited to. So again, Carbon is always looking out for us, and we thank you so much for sharing the information with us. And then Brad, just a breakdown of the back office, a refresher of that, as well as the new information that's coming to us through TradingView and possibly MT4. Now, again, MT4 family, there's a lot of people out there that's trading, that there's trading on the MT4 platform. They haven't quite moved over to MT5 yet. However, they now will have a wonderful broker that they can actually add and start trading. That's why we're incorporating the MT4. But again, we love MT5 because that's where it is right now.